I think you still have it. Well, hello, everybody. We are just getting set up here. Hello, Mel, Kara, Cassie, hello. Welcome. Hello, Kim Corey. Corey, help me out. Yep, we're just waiting on Kelly. Hello, Crystal T. Hey, Cindy. Everybody filing in, taking their seats. I'm freezing, guys. Are you guys cold? I am freezing. I don't know why. Chad, this is Elm Street Tattoo. Oh, Claire, sorry, your husband has the flu. Kara, I think that's right. I never used to get cold. Now I'm cold all the time. Hello, Brett. Cindy, I think that's correct. That's right, Mel. That's what I need. Got to get your heartbeat going. Hey, Mubin, how you doing? Where you been? Hannah Herb. Hello, Hannah. Hannah. What do you prefer, Hannah or Hannah? Hello, Rebecca. I know, Jessica. We're waiting on Kelly, as usual. Kim, are you there? Help me out. Or I'm going to have to go to my well here. Let's see here. Louisiana in the house. Duh. Kara, yeah. I'm still traumatized, too. Hannah. Okay. Gotcha. Hannah.
You trying to eat?
Yeah, it's freezing in here. I mean, I put it up 2 degrees.
It's hot. My face is like throbbing.
Your face is throbbing every
It's
night.
hot.
Okay, we'll turn it back down to 62 or whatever it was.
It wasn't on 62. Did you print out those spots?
We want you to be comfortable.
Did you print out the spots?
They're in the office. We need Kelly to be comfortable.
Well, why should you be comfortable if I can't be comfortable? What's the difference?
That's a good one. We might just go with that. Tom, no, I missed the Texas Tech game. Hey, Karen. Oh, Hannah, like banana. Okay. I'm wheels off. It's because my wife is yelling at me for turning the thermostat up 2 degrees. Yeah. There's lots of dawdling going on right now, Julie. I mean, you should see it. There's like, she's in the living room. She's wandering around. She's got a very befuddled look on her face. She's carrying a bunch of papers.
What?
Everyone says you're dawdling.
I'm not dawdling.
You are dawdling.
I am not.
You're dawdling and I'm freezing.
Why don't you wrap a blanket around you? There's one right there.
Oh, that'll look good. I'll look like Game of Thrones with that thing on. Look at this thing,
You
guys.
just have a highlighter. I have no idea where it is.
Right there, babe. There's 2 of them right here.
Oh, thanks. Oh, it's so hot.
So cold.
I'm going to sit on your microphone. Alan's just emphasizing how thin he is.
Emphasizing.
All right.
Yes, banana peels are slippery.
What does that mean?
Mel was saying I need to be nice. Yes, winter is coming. We'll get started here in just a second. I think.
Yeah, just talk to him for a minute till we get more people on here.
We are. We're just everyone's filing in, taking their seats. And those folks with the wrenches, they're the bouncers. Seriously, they're the bouncers. So if you come into the club and you start causing a ruckus. Kim and Julie and I got another friend named Michael. They'll pick you up and throw you out. That's what they do. That's their job. Now I'm warming up. This thing's warm. Mel, you don't have to try to be nice. You're just nice. Simony. All right. I don't know that we've ever seen Simony here. Hello. From Sim and Manuel in Lubbock, Hub City. Guns up, baby. That's right. Kim wants you to recreate the fall in New York City.
Oh, me recreate it?
Yes.
When I'm in New York? Ooh, I don't know about that.
Michael's here too. We have a full bouncer crew. We've got all three of the bouncers here. They're kind of like
You're like a pimp.
If I had a fedora, I'd really look like a pimp. We've got the full Sandwich and Some Lovin' Secret Service. Bethany, I'm freezing. And I turn up the heat 2 degrees, and then my wife yells at me.
It was so hot in here. Y'all could have died. It's very dark in here, too.
Well, Evans, we've got the tools and technology to make this work. Look. How's that? Does that look better?
Yeah.
Jacob from Robert E. Lee. Jacob, you had a question. Didn't you send a question in? Now I remember you sent I think you sent a question in, but I can't remember what it was. I'm falling down on the job. Let me see here. Yeah, Elizabeth, we're gonna start doing the podcast on YouTube. We've made a strategic decision. What am I trying to do here? Oh, here we go. Okay.
I'm ready whenever you are.
You are? I don't think we got many letters. We have one. Whoops. Hey, what's going on?
I dropped my water.
What are you trying to do here? We got a lot of expensive technology in here.
We need a better setup. You notice how Alan has eaten up most of the screen. Got to be shoved over to the side. I'll be over here.
All you got to do is do that, Evans.
I look like a lumberjack and you look like a pimp.
I don't think pimp is politically correct, is it? Can you say?
Why are pimps offended?
Can you say pimp?
Are pimps offended that are watching tonight?
I'm gonna wave my pimp hand strong. Can I say that? Can I say wave my pimp hand strong?
Does that mean beating a prostitute?
Yeah, you wave your pimp hand strong.
Oh, see, I just like put 2 and 2 together on that. That's probably not cool.
Well, I think that's what it means.
Are you ready to get started?
You know, it's hard out there to be a pimp. Thank you, Mel. If I ever have any self-confidence issues, you know what I'm going to do?
Call Mel.
I'm going to call Mel. That's what I'm going to do. So Mel knows.
Too much stuff going on here.
All right. I've warmed up a little bit.
Good.
Where's the chip?
I gave it to you. I thought you already put it in. The bag was laying right there. Thank y'all for patiently waiting.
This is what we do, don't we?
Dawdling.
We screw around for 15 minutes before we get started. This is not very nice to do to people
really
who
not.
Come here at 8 o'clock to see entertainment. And I use that word very, very loosely.
All right, ready?
Hold on. We didn't read this last week.
Why don't you test the mic while I see? Blah, blah, blah.
We didn't read this.
No.
We can talk about this for 20 minutes.
All right, test 1, 2. I'm not on. Test 1, 2. It's me. I'm on. There I am. I'm fine.
Mike Oxmall. Please pick up the red courtesy phone. Mike Oxmall.
All right, ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. I am Kellie Rasberry Evans. I host the podcast along with my husband.
Hello, Alan.
It's Alan Evans, Walter Allen Evans. You've been called Walter a lot this week. Everywhere we go.
I got called Walter today. Where were we? Somebody called me Walter.
We did something and they called your name and they said Walter.
Asked for Walter. Where? I mean, we didn't go that many places. It was either the coffee shop or where else did we go?
I called for Walter. I think because you put your credit card in and it came up Walter Allen Evans.
Oh, that was at the new coffee shop we went to.
Right.
Yeah. But they didn't ask me my name. They just
they crept
on my credit card.
Yeah, Walter.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's Walter and I'm Kellie. And here we are, sandwiching some lovin'.
Actually, you're not anymore. It used to be Angela.
Yeah, I legally dropped that.
But you dropped that.
Dropped that. So we were watching about an hour's worth of Oscars before we started taping our podcast tonight, which will be available on Monday. And wow.
Let me tell you something.
Wow. If y'all have torn yourselves away from the Oscars to watch us as we record our podcast live on YouTube, wasn't too hard to pull yourself away, in my opinion.
One word describes that for me. Painful.
That was a rough start to the Oscars.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, there was so much controversy going into this year's Oscars telecast. I know you don't keep up like I do. But last year, the ceremony went almost 4 hours. The ratings are dropping into the toilet, lower and lower every year. So they're like, what can we do to get people watching and to get the show under the 3-hour limit, right? That's what they normally allocate for the broadcast.
Right.
So at first they thought, well, let's do the popular movie category. Remember that controversy?
Mm-hmm.
And this is before any of the nominations were out. They said, we're going to start acknowledging the most popular movies because usually the artsy-fartsy films, and I don't like the F word, but I can use it in this sense. Was that somebody at the door?
I don't know.
That was a weird noise. Okay, we're going to keep going. There was a weird noise, like somebody was trying to get in the door. That our alarm would be going off if that was the case, right?
Yeah.
Plowing ahead. So anyway, they decided, let's acknowledge the popular movies. That way, more people that watch those movies might watch the telecast. But then people started slamming it, saying that was a way for them to get out of nominating Black Panther for a Best Picture Oscar. By saying it was just a popular movie and not worthy of being nominated on its merits of film production. So they scratched that idea. Then another controversy they had was hiring Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
And he literally held that position for, was it even 48 hours?
Yeah. I guess his comments in the past on the Twitter went over like a wet fart in church.
Oh, there we go, the F word again. Yeah, so like 10 years earlier, he'd made some jokes in his stand-up routine, well, maybe not even 10 years, and he'd done some old tweets that were considered homophobic. And so rather than apologize, he said, I've already apologized. I've apologized over and over. I shouldn't have to apologize again. He dropped out.
Yeah.
And rather than get another host, they said, okay, we're just going to go host free.
But weren't there some rumors that somebody wanted him? No, Ellen. Didn't Ellen, was she going to stick up for him?
She did. She had him come on her talk show.
Yeah.
And he basically apologized, even though he said, I've already apologized, but I do apologize again. And she forgave him. And you think with Ellen's forgiveness, it was too late, too much damage done.
Yeah. But at that point, I don't think he even wanted to come back.
Yeah, it was too late at that point.
Right. It was too late for him to get ready for it.
Then another controversy about the Oscars, I hope people care about this, was the songs. They have Oscar-nominated songs for Best Original Songs for Oscars. Right. They were only going to have Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper perform Shallow from A Star Is Born. And they were going to have Kendrick Lamar and SZA perform The Stars in the Sky. Is that what it was called? All the Stars from Black Panther. Because they were the only two songs that were hits on the radio. Nobody ever heard of these other songs. Well, everybody pitched a fit about that. And they said, we're not going to perform any songs if you can't perform all the songs. So then they said, okay, we'll come back and everybody can perform, but it's only going to be like 90 seconds to keep it. We got to keep it moving. Well, now what happened at the last minute? Kendrick Lamar and SZA can't perform because there were some sort of logistics problems.
What a cluster.
It's been one thing after the other. Oh, and then finally, they were going to take 4 categories that, honestly, I don't care. I'm not in the movie business, and I get it. If you're in the movie business, you want everybody acknowledged because It's really important to you that the hair and makeup people got you ready for your role. It's really important for film editing and cinematography. They were going to do 4 categories during the commercial breaks and then air snippets of their thank you speeches during the telecast later.
Mm-hmm.
People pitched fit about that. So they put all back in the telecast. Remember the ones for hairstyling and makeup? What a cluster that was.
That was
she had a piece of paper.
train wreck.
It was awful. Y'all. It was the
my
most awkward
gosh.
thing I've ever seen. She had a piece of notebook paper, and she had one person on each side of her, and she wanted them to join her. And y'all help me.
Just read it, lady.
Just read. It was the most awkward, awful thing.
Ah,
It was awful.
painful. That's what I said. Painful.
But
I couldn't watch it
the
anymore.
Academy caved to everybody. They did what you know what? They do a lot of Oscars, the technical awards. They do those the day before the Oscars. You know that? A lot of them are given. And why can't they just keep it to the ones people care about?
Do people care about them?
That's it. I don't care about what were the 4 categories. It was cinematography, film editing, makeup and hairstyling, and live action short. That's what they were going to take out, and they put them back in.
If you asked 100 people on the street, what is a live action short? How many of those 100 people would be able to tell you?
And where would you watch it? I don't even know where those things are available to be watched.
I don't know. What is a live action short? I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, there's 2 of the 100.
I do know that little movie before The Incredibles 2. The one
was that a live action short?
It was a short cartoon.
That was actually kind of cool.
Remember that one?
That was really cool.
Where the mom made little dumplings.
Uh-huh.
And I was crying.
I know.
I don't even know if that was nominated for anything.
Maybe that was just a short.
I don't know. So the Oscars are happening, and it's boring. So I'm glad that whoever's here watching us on YouTube is watching us. And if you're listening to the podcast when it's dropped, you can also watch us recorded on YouTube now. We've moved to YouTube from Facebook because Facebook was so fuzzy.
Yeah, if you listen to the podcast, and if you're hearing me right now, you were listening to the podcast. There's Captain Obvious, who made an appearance. If you do like to maybe catch us sometime, record the podcast on video, you can check us out on our YouTube channel, A Sandwich and Some Lovin'.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into the meat of the podcast, we want to say thank you to Noom for being a sponsor. Sticking to a weight loss plan, Alan and I, let's be honest, we have been sticking to our weight loss program.
We have.
We've been doing a good job. But, in times past, we've had difficulty doing that.
Yep.
You have good intentions, but man, the temptations are there. It's about developing a new mindset, a new relationship with food. How do you do that? What tools can you have? Because sometimes it's losing the weight that's not the problem. It's keeping it off, gaining it back, gaining more. With Noom, it's an app. You can, have it right there in the palm of your hand. You're going to lose the guilt. You're going to learn how to develop a new relationship with food. Because on your phone, wherever you need it, whenever temptation strikes, whenever you need a little boost of motivation, you have a personalized training and your own support team for way less than the price of one single appointment with a nutritionist or a personal trainer. Your goal specialist is a behavior change professional. You've got a nutrition expert, fitness trainer, all in one, and a community there for you with group discussions with other new members to keep you encouraged. Just take an easy 30-second online evaluation. It'll show you how much weight you can lose and keep off.
And Noom is designed for results, babe. It's out with the old habits, in with the new. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com. That's NOOM.com/sandwich. So what do you have to lose?
Weight.
A bunch of weight. Visit Noom.com/sandwich to start your trial today. Again, that's Noom.com/sandwich. Start losing weight for good.
Thank you, Noom.
Love Noom.
We appreciate you. It's kind of interesting. Just one more thing about the Oscars. They do these big goodie bags for people who are nominated, and this year nominees, because they know that the people nominated for hair and makeup and short action, live animation, whatever, doesn't matter. That's not going to get the sexy sizzle like Best Actor and Actress, Best Supporting Actor and Actress, and Best Director. Those are the only people that get these $100,000 plus goodie bags. The rest of them don't.
That makes sense, yeah.
So, like I said, this year's bag is worth more than $100,000. And they do have to pay taxes on it. So I don't even know if they accept all of these prizes.
So what's in a bag worth $100,000?
Some of these are really ridiculously expensive. Among the higher price, you can go on this luxury ship and you can choose your destination. You can either go to Iceland, the Galapagos, the Amazon, or Costa Rica and Panama. And then on this luxury ship, you get spa treatments and cooking sessions with a private chef. That one, I guess, depending on where you choose your destination, is between $15,000 and $20,000.
Wow.
There's also a personal trainer, Alexis Seletsky. I haven't heard of her. She's a celebrity trainer. A session with her is $900, and she's throwing in 10 of those. So that's a $9,000 value.
Wait a minute, $900
per session
for what was that, an hour?
I don't know maybe it's nutrition counseling and stuff. I don't know what that gets you.
I'm gonna pay somebody $900 for an hour. I better
eat for you.
I better get butt cheeks of steel.
Right. A week at the all-inclusive Golden Door Spa in California, that's almost 10 grand. There's a beachfront escape at these luxury villas in Greece. Sessions with a phobia relief expert. But there's a lot of little stuff in there too that you can afford. And here's the deal. These bags are put together by a marketing company. The Academy has nothing to do with it. They distance themselves from it. You have to pay a minimum of $3,000 to be included in the gift bag. But it's good advertising for you if you're a small business, right? So you're going to have the most random items in there in addition to these ridiculously priced ones.
Well, babe, this is no different than like when we go to these we go to fundraisers,
right,
and they give us a little goodie bag. It's the same thing, except we get water bottles.
And we get little coupons that we never redeem.
Post-it notes with their logo on it.
Some of the stuff they've got a naughty floss gift bag, a dental floss gift bag, Pepperidge Farm Milano cookies. There's a 3-month subscription to the Wall Street Journal, a maple syrup gift basket, a set of false eyelashes, a PETA spy pin, so you can blow the whistle on animal abuse. It's a pin from PETA.
You know what PETA needs to not do next year?
What? Mock Steve Irwin. It was bad if y'all were on Twitter. Lemonade moonshine, a safety dog leash. This is the kind of stuff that's in there. But they paid $3,000 just to get. Oh, and the funniest one was a poop emoji toilet plunger.
Well, I'd kind of like to have one of those.
Where are you gonna put it?
In the toilet.
I wouldn't have it out. So anyway, that's what's in the Oscar goodie bags this year.
Very, very interesting.
Is it really?
Yeah,
you couldn't care less.
Oh,
You're so glossed over. It was seeing some of the people on the red carpet, though. They said Lady Gaga was wearing $30 million worth of Tiffany's jewels.
Holy moly.
And Glenn Close, her Carolina Herrera gown weighed 42 pounds.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, so it was really interesting.
I thought Bradley Cooper was looking sharp.
He was.
That tux he had on, that was classic.
Everybody that interviewed him on the red carpet was so intimidated.
They had no questions for him.
Nothing.
I mean, they were fumbling and bumbling and stumbling, and then they ask a non-question.
It was like me. That's what I do when I interview celebrities. I fumble and bumble. I'm so nervous that I talk about myself and how much they mean to me.
Do you talk on and on and on and on too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like Juliana Rancic did.
I can see that happening. Yeah, that's what Juliana Rancic did. Absolutely.
It was
Did you see Bradley Cooper just kind of looking at her, just kind of with his head cocked, like,
yeah,
are you going to ask a question?
She told him, this movie, A Star is Born, made me love my husband even more. I'm like, why?
What the hell does that
mean? Did you love me more after walking out of A Star is Born?
No, I was pissed off because I didn't like the movie.
You didn't like it?
No.
We were like the only 2 people that didn't like it, which I think is a very controversial opinion.
It's my opinion. Didn't like it.
I think we were victims of the hype as well.
We talked about this on, I don't know.
Yeah, a few podcasts ago.
10 podcasts back.
We waited too long to see it. So even though nobody really told us anything about it other than, oh my gosh, you're going to cry, nary a tear was shed.
No, I just thought it was way over the top the way he ended his career.
Yeah, it was just, it was just one of those
But
things.
anyway,
so
it had a good song.
It did it.
Well,
it's nominated.
Isn't it nominated for best song?
It's nominated. So let's talk about, we were just mentioning briefly our weight loss. How are we doing on that? Allen and I have lost approximately the same amount of weight, but I think Allen's is way more visible than mine.
Why do you say that?
Because pictures of you in your skinny jeans, your face and your neck are skinnier. I happen to suffer from big fat moon face.
You don't have big fat moon face. You just have a round face.
I have a very round face. And pictures of Allen, I did a side-by-side picture of his face 20 pounds ago and today. You could see a tremendous difference. We did a side-by-side. We did a side-by-side of my big fat face and my face 18 and a half pounds lighter. You couldn't see a difference.
But you know what picture we need to take, but we can't take?
Naked?
Is a picture of your butt. We post
Nobody wants to see that.
We post that one side by side. They're going to notice a difference.
Yeah. I didn't take any before pictures of myself. Allen did. He stood in the bathroom in his bikini underwear.
Yeah.
And he takes pictures every Monday. And I didn't do that. I wish I had.
Okay. So I've been keeping a weight loss log. And here is my progress. Okay. I started at 207. The first week I lost 9 pounds. 9 pounds, babe. The second week I lost 5 pounds. The third week I lost 4 more.
Yeah, it's coming off you.
The fourth
real quickly.
Fourth week or fifth week? The fourth week I lost 1.5. The fifth week I lost 1 more. And tomorrow will be the 6th week.
You're kicking off week 6.
I'm kicking off week 6. So
okay.
I have lost a total of 22.5.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've tracked it every day, but you've lost a total.
I've tracked it 18.5.
18.5?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, you caught way up with me. Remember when we first started? I lost it really fast, and then you were losing it kind of.
I was more slow, yeah.
But now,
overall, yeah.
I mean, I bet your percentage of body weight is about the same.
Yeah, I just wish my face was thinner.
But yeah, you posted a picture of me in my new skinny jeans. And I had some observations about some of the social media activity around that.
Very, very big observations. Yes, you did.
I did. So I was just kind of noticing all the comments. I would say that a majority of the people on the internet said, "You rock it, dude. You can do that." Now there was maybe another, I'd say 20 or 30% that said, "Buddy, no how, no way should you rock skinny jeans."
Because they're too feminine?
Well, now I kind of delved into
the why,
so I started kind of clicking on people and checking them out. And one thing I noticed about people who don't like skinny jeans, I can say this. One thing I noticed about people who don't like skinny jeans is their husbands tend to be big guys.
Yeah.
That was a consistent thing that I saw.
Yeah.
They are big men.
And their bodies aren't made for skinny jeans.
Right. So I guess when they saw the skinny jeans, they were like, no, you can't do that. Well,
maybe.
If you have a husband who's 6'5", 290, he's not going to put skinny jeans on.
Well,
right?
I guess.
Yeah.
I believe firmly, God, I gotta get this vest off. I'm so hot. I believe firmly that people should be allowed to wear whatever they want.
Yes.
Except for that girl we saw at the mall. We got to talk about this.
Oh gosh. Oh, and one other observation.
Yeah.
Another, you drink the skinny jean haterade if you tend to like the rodeo. If you like rodeo.
What?
Yes. If you like rodeo and you maybe agriculture is your thing.
What?
Yes. You don't like skinny jeans. Absolutely. You like Wranglers. You don't like skinny jeans.
Okay.
You like Wranglers.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all, we were at the mall. We had to go to the mall, and this girl was wearing a mini skirt that it was so short. I think she might have been wearing underwear. We're really not sure. But every two steps, she'd have to pull her skirt down because I'm not exaggerating. Her bottom was hanging out of that skirt. And I'm really surprised it was truly indecent exposure. Was it not? She walked up the stairs.
She went up a
ahead
staircase
of us.
right in front of us, and I took one step off the staircase. I'm out.
It was everything.
I turned around.
It was every 2 steps she took, she was pulling her skirt down. She was pulling her skirt down because it was one of those denim mini skirts that was riding up. Y'all need to check that when you leave the house. Now, I will be honest, when I was a younger girl and I was still figuring out what I was supposed to wear, I didn't always dress like I was supposed to. I remember in the MTV generation with, the way those ladies dressed on the music videos, I thought it was so cool. And I was in high school and I would wear leather mini skirts with fishnet stockings and high heel pumps. just like the girls in the music videos, thinking that's the way I was supposed to dress because that's what I thought was so pretty. And one day in the parking lot of the Florence Mall in Florence, South Carolina, as I was walking to my car in this outfit I just described, a man pulled up beside of me and rolled down his window and asked me how much. So I have not always made the best fashion choices either. But you learn and you don't do that anymore.
That reminds me of a funny thing I read about Metallica one time. The guys in Metallica, they were somewhere and they looked over in the distance and they're like, hey guys, check out those hookers over there. And they got a little closer and they were looking at them like, oh shit, that's Motley Crue.
Really?
Yes, that's a true story.
Wow.
They thought Motley Crue was a bunch of hookers.
Really? Well, yeah.
Because they were dressed.
Yeah.
Because they were dressed like you were dressed in Florence.
Except for the leather miniskirt and fishnets.
Well, yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. They wore fishnet, maybe not on their legs, but.
But anyway, so we just wanted to give a little. Is that a public service announcement to girls to check your hemlines? Maybe bend over in front of a mirror before you leave the house just to make sure.
I mean, the bottom of her skirt was above
y'all.
The bottom of her crack.
I can't. And she was with a friend. She was with a friend that was walking through the mall with her dress like that.
When she went up the stairs, and I took that first step and looked, and
you couldn't tell that she was wearing underwear.
And then I was blinded. I couldn't tell if maybe either she had no underwear on.
Or a thong was wedged up.
Or there was
so
a thong
high.
wedged up in there so far that you couldn't tell there was underwear on.
I wasn't going to ask her.
She couldn't have been more than 20 years old either, right?
Right. That's why I'm saying teenage girls, it's really a tough spot because you're starting to experiment. And I know nobody wants to hear this about their teenage daughters. You're starting to experiment with not necessarily your sexuality, but with your sexiness. You want to attract boys, but then you're scared of that sexual attention. It's a weird place to be in as a teenage girl. You want to be sexy, but then you're afraid of it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's what I was telling you a couple of podcasts ago. I was trying to do with the sock. I was trying to attract girls with the sock, remember?
But you weren't, yeah.
I was trying to be sexy. I just put the sock in the back instead of the front.
Right. I get that. But that's a different subject, I think.
How? Why is that different?
Because I'm saying like girls, we don't know what to do. And we think if I don't know, it's just when you're a teenage girl, it's really hard because you're trying to be sexy, but you don't know what that is. And to you, sexy is less clothes and kissy lips all the time, I guess.
I notice a lot of girls do that online that are younger girls.
Kissy lips. We're so sexy.
Yeah. I mean, 12, 13-year-olds shouldn't be doing that stuff.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Well,
call me a little old-fashioned.
We're so judgy to look at our daughters.
Call me a little old-fashioned.
All right. So I think we've covered all of that we need to.
Is that all the Oscar stuff?
Well, do you want me to talk more Oscars? I can.
No, please. No.
You were bored by it. I was moving on.
I think people.
I've been moved on for 10 minutes.
I think people are over the Oscars.
Unless they're watching that instead of listening to us record the podcast. Alan today decided he wanted to play a new game, and I tweaked it a little bit. You wanted to do like a version of pyramid, right? Like the $20,000 pyramid. Or
well, it was just an idea. I didn't say it was a good idea.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
I love game shows. I love pyramid. I love match game. I love all that stuff. But it's hard when it's just the two of us. We have to have teams,
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I wrote down sort of like your pyramid thing where you have like 30 seconds to name 7 things. Instead of putting us on a time limit and putting pressure on us like that, what I did was I wrote down a bunch of maybe topics, and you have to name your 3 favorites.
Okay.
So just name 3 favorites.
So the topic, for example, could be cake.
Yes, and you name your 3 favorite cake flavors.
And I'd say chocolate and chocolate.
You only have 1 favorite?
Well, chocolate with yellow icing, chocolate with chocolate icing, and yeah, I mean,
you'd be stumped, man.
Yeah,
wow.
Carrot cake.
That's really hard.
I like carrot, or spice cake. I like spice
there you
cake
go.
or carrot cake. Yeah.
Well, that's not one of the questions.
No.
So here, that's what I did. So we're going to do the name 3.
Okay.
And we'll get to learn a little bit about each other, honey.
So,
because I'm learning things about Allen all the time. And we've only been together for like 2 years.
what do I do? Draw
one.
And then do I read this for you?
Yeah,
or do I?
Sure. Or we can each do it.
What are we doing? I'm confused. Confused as I usually am. Okay. The subject is hot dog toppings.
That's the thing. That was the example I gave. And that's the first one you pulled out. If you can only choose 3 hot dog toppings, what would they be?
Give me mustard.
Agree.
Give me chili.
Nope.
And give me onion.
See, I love slaw on a hot dog. I love slaw on a hot dog.
Slaw?
Slaw, coleslaw.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Mustard and onions. If I could only choose 3 things.
Boy, you and I are going to need a Tic Tac after eating hot dogs then.
You needed a Tic Tac after supper. Allen had tuna fish salad for supper.
Well, I'm trying to be healthy,
Ugh.
Evans. All right. The next one is foreign foods.
Foreign foods. Okay, if I had to pick 3 favorite foreign foods, it would be pad thai.
Oh, what? Wait a minute. You're okay. Is it a dish within a genre, or is it the genre?
It's foreign food. I would pick pad thai.
Okay.
I would pick crab rangoons. Those are really good. You get those at the China buffet. It's those little dumplings with crab in them, the creamy crab, and they deep fry them. Pad thai, crab rangoon, and I will say a good bowl of pho.
So you went
mostly Asian.
Well, the last one's Vietnamese, right?
Mm-hmm.
What were the other ones? Crab rangoon and what?
And pad thai.
Is that Thai?
Yeah, pad thai.
Man.
It's the noodles.
Let's see. Foreign. So this isn't Mexican, Italian, and
it's
German.
foreign.
This is.
It's foreign.
Oh.
It's not American.
Okay. Well, my favorite dish probably is pancit that my mom makes.
You're right. That's so good.
So that's Filipino. I'm like you. I like Asian foods too. I like Mongolian beef a lot.
Yeah.
When I was a big fat Al, I'd eat a lot of Mongolian beef.
Mm.
And then I'm a big fan of the hot and sour soup too. You know how much I like soup.
You eat soup
I'm a big
every
soup
meal.
guy. Yeah, a lot of soup.
Your 3 favorite superheroes.
Oh, that's easy. The Dark Knight.
Is that Batman?
Batman. Superman. I'm old school. Batman, Superman, and it's my 3rd favorite superhero.
I don't know. You tell me.
Aquaman. Because I like Jason Momoa.
Oh man, that's
Did you know I was his body double?
I know I've heard that joke a few times. My favorites, I guess, would be Superman. Because I like those old movies with Superman. And Michael Keaton was my favorite Batman. I think I'm the only person that holds that opinion. And I'm going to throw some love out to which superhero female? I guess just Wonder Woman, because I can't think of another.
Oh, I forgot that one. What about Spider-Man too?
Spider-Man's good too.
I took the boys to go
one.
see. We didn't talk. I don't think we talked about this on a podcast, but we went to go see that new Spider-Man.
Yeah, the cartoon one.
It is great.
That's what I heard.
It's really, really good. Okay.
3 favorite singers.
3 favorite singers?
Not bands, singers.
What about singers within a band?
I guess. Because bands is another one I put in there.
Oh, gosh. That's a tough one.
Is it?
You go first. That's a tough one.
I love the voice of Celine Dion. I love the voice of Kelly Clarkson. She really belts it out. And if I have to think of one more singer that I love, Steve Perry, the original lead singer for Journey.
Yeah, that's a good one. Gosh, babe, this is really tough. The first voice that came to mind that I've always liked is Lionel Richie.
Yeah, he's great.
I like Lionel Richie. Gosh, you've stumped me.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? The bands I like.
Which voices do you love?
But that's
appreciate.
Well, I like Lionel's voice. Who else do I like? I don't even know. I just like so many different bands. I don't really like individual singers that much.
There's not voices that you love?
I mean, I think of Stevie Wonder. I think of a lot of Motown. When I think good voices, that's what I think of. Lionel Richie, and he was kind of after he was in the Commodores, but then he went out on his own. Stevie Wonder and I don't know.
I didn't think you'd be stumped on
I'm
that.
stumped on that, babe, because the bands are easy. Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Alice in Chains. I mean, those are easy, and I love their sound. But when you said, okay, who's your favorite vocal performer? It's harder for me. I don't know. It's tough.
Okay,
Yeah.
can't even fake it.
Yeah.
Okay, what are your 3 favorite movies?
3 favorite movies? That's easy.
Is it? Because see, that's always one that stumps me.
The Shawshank Redemption, Unforgiven, and The Natural.
Really?
Yep.
That's hard for me. I love The Wedding Planner with Matthew McConaughey and Jennifer Lopez.
All right.
If that movie's on, I stop what I'm doing to watch it. I love The Princess Bride, but I've seen it so much I'm almost a little bit sick of it. But I love The Princess Bride, and that's with Robin Wright. That was a good one. And if I had to pick a third one, I usually like romantic comedies. I'll tell you the perfect movie for me. What is that one, that Christmas movie that I always say, and I've just drawn a blank on it, with
Elf?
No. Well, that's a good one too.
Trading Places?
No, the Christmas movie in England where there was like all those different stories within the movie. And it was that porn scene that ruined it. What was it called? Love Actually.
Oh.
Love Actually. It would have been the perfect movie if it hadn't have been for those porn stand-ins. That was just, I thought that just kind of brought the whole movie down. But I did love Love Actually.
How can you have a movie that it's a Christmas movie, but there's porn? What?
Yeah, it was all these, you didn't see Love Actually?
No.
It was of these like there were several different love stories going on within the movie. And one of them had to do with these porn doubles. They were stand-ins for porn stars. So while they were setting the lighting and
I
stuff.
kind of get that.
Well, it was really awkward. And I watched it with my parents.
Oh, gosh.
Ugh, it was awful.
What, was there some squirming and side-eye from Jerry Rasberry on that one?
So awkward. Imagine that with Jerry Rasberry and Connie Rasberry.
Oh.
Porn stand-ins. Awful. I guess we need to watch that because you haven't seen it.
Gosh.
Your 3 favorite sports teams. That's easy. It should be.
Well, give me the Dallas Cowboys, and give me the Dallas Mavericks, and give me the Texas Rangers.
Really?
Well, yeah, I support my local teams.
See, I would pick the Dallas Cowboys, and then I would pick the Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers.
They're from North Carolina, but it's the closest thing that South Carolina has to a football team. And then I would pick the Clemson Tigers.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, I can't discount my Red Raiders. I probably like the Red Raiders a little more than the Texas Rangers. So can I revise mine?
Yes.
Okay. Give me the Texas Tech Red Raider football team over the Texas Rangers.
Your 3 favorite retirement cities. I've got retirement on the brain lately, y'all.
Favorite retirement cities? Anywhere in the world, huh?
Wherever you want to retire.
Well, you know, that Maui is pretty nice. Ka'anapali, Maui.
Oh, I don't want to live in Hawaii.
Kapalua, Maui. What about Lanai? You ever been there?
I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Oahu and I've been to Kona.
You wouldn't want to retire in Hawaii?
No.
Boy, I don't know. That'd be pretty nice.
These are your choices, though.
Oh, I can't think of 3 cities.
I would pick Nashville.
Nashville to retire?
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful city and it has a lot to offer. And I
Out.
pick Charleston, South Carolina.
Out.
Why?
I ain't retiring in Tennessee. No offense, but that's landlocked. I want to
There's
be.
lakes and stuff.
Well, I want to be on a beach.
Okay, Charleston or the surrounding areas of Charleston.
Charleston's pretty. Yeah.
I can't believe you feel that way about Nashville.
Yeah, about every other 4 or 5 years, you got to dodge a hurricane, though. I'm kind of out on that.
Oh, it's fine.
That's why I like Hawaii.
South Carolina.
That's why Hawaii's perfect. I mean, there's never anything bad that happens there.
Oh, there's going to be an eruption of a volcano one day, and somebody's going to be there. And I have to pick one more. Charleston, Nashville. That's tough. Maybe somewhere like in wine country, like up in California, away from all the crazy people. You know what I mean?
Where are the crazy people?
They're all in LA. Right?
Yeah.
Are you want to keep doing more?
Yeah, this is fun. This is harder than I thought, though.
Favorite movie snacks?
Popcorn with extra butter and popcorn salt. And Kelly and I have gotten into these big disagreements at the theater.
Huge fights.
Oh yeah, because I can't have my popcorn the way I want it.
It's too salty.
So now we just order 2 different popcorns.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
Yeah. So okay, popcorn, gummy bears. They have to be Haribo gummy bears, popcorn, and Reese's peanut butter cups.
And my favorite is butter popcorn. You have to layer it. I don't do the extra salt because it's salty enough. I love then getting the milk duds, and I don't shake them into the popcorn. What you do is you put a milk dud in your mouth and you chew it once or twice, and then you put a handful of popcorn in your mouth and you chew that all together. Yeah. That's good. And then a pickle.
You're asking for a turbo crab eating like that.
Why?
It's gross.
It is not gross. Have you ever tried it?
No.
It's like eating chocolate covered popcorn and stuff. They sell that mix.
I like to keep my sweet and salty separated. That's just me.
Wow. Your 3 favorite adult beverages.
Diet A&W root beer.
Adult beverages.
No. I just heard beverages. Okay. Drinks or beverages?
Adult. Just anything. It could be a beer or whatever.
Okay. Whiskey, vodka, and beer.
No, I mean, I like a slightly dirty blue cheese martini.
You should have said 3 favorite drinks then, or cocktails.
Adult beverages, whatever.
Cocktails.
I'm sorry I didn't say it correctly.
3 favorite cocktails.
Yes.
We've revised the.
Okay.
Okay.
A slightly dirty martini with blue cheese olives.
Okay. That's a cocktail.
That's so good.
Uh-huh.
I also love a good margarita with salt on the rim on the rocks. And I'll say a great red wine.
Okay. Since we had to revise the category, I'll say a Manhattan, an old fashioned, or Manhattan up, an old fashioned, and probably a margarita. Every once in a while I'll have a margarita.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's enough of that. We'll save some for
it's
later.
It's kind of fun, babe. That's a fun game. I like
yeah,
that.
It makes you think, right?
But it is a little harder than I thought.
You know what we want to tell you a little bit about is a product we've discovered, and it is a sponsor of A Sandwich and Some Lovin', and that is Ollie dog food.
Oh my gosh.
You guys, we are not kidding when we tell you how much Larry loves his Ollie dog food.
He licks the bowl.
He charges the bowl. When he hears that little clink of the metal bowl, he knows that sound. That means it's time to eat. We feed him morning and night. We feed him twice a day with Ollie, and he comes running.
He comes running.
He licks the bowl clean. He loves it. And we love the fact that Ollie is so good for him. He was having a lot of health issues. We were feeding him what we thought was high quality dog food. It was expensive. He was lurching. He had gas. It was awful.
It was awful.
And we were like, what are we doing wrong? Because we thought we were feeding him the best food we could possibly do until we found Ollie. Ollie makes fresh meals for dogs, real ingredients that people can eat, and it delivers them to you on a regular schedule. And as far as the palatability scale, yes, there is such a thing. Ollie beats out store-bought dog food 10-1 when it comes to the palate of the dog. So if you go to myollie.com, you'll answer a few questions about your dog. That's what I did for Larry, because he's of the smaller variety, right? They will customize recipes for your dog, ship pre-portioned meals, so your dog gets the perfect portion every time. So far, they delivered 5 million meals and counting. Shipping is free, and if your dog doesn't like the meals, they have a money-back guarantee.
Ollie is offering our listeners 60% off. Wow. Your first box plus a free bag of treats at myollie.com/try/lovin'. This is the best deal they've ever had available anywhere. You go to myollie.com/try/lovin' for 60% off plus a free bag of treats. That's spelled myollie, MYOLLIE.com/try/lovin'.
And Lovin' does not have a G on it. All right? Got that? We really, really do recommend it. Larry is just, I think we were just commenting on how pretty his coat is and all that. It really has made a difference.
Yeah, I gave Larry a bath yesterday.
He's so cute.
He was stinky. And I gave him a good bath, and then I used the hairdryer, and he was puffy and just looks so healthy. His coat looks so shiny.
And he's just so happy. We love him.
Yeah.
All right. I want to talk so badly about what's been happening in the news this week, but I know Alan's going to sit there and roll his eyes the entire time.
About what? Why would I roll my eyes?
Khloe Kardashian and Tristan. See, you're already rolling your eyes with what happened with Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson and Jordyn Woods
we can talk about
and Kylie Jenner.
I'll add my color into it.
Let me tell you, this was such a mess. When Khloe Kardashian was about to give birth to her baby True about 10 months ago, 3 or 4 days before, not even that long, I think it was within less than 48 hours before she was about to give birth, all these pictures of her boyfriend, Tristan Thompson, her baby daddy, making out with these random girls in clubs popped up. So we found out he was cheating on her. But if you watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I really don't watch it that much. But she said she didn't want to talk about it. She wanted him there in the delivery room. She wanted it to be a peaceful birth. And I understand what she was saying. She just wanted to get through that and deal with it later. She just had to get through this first. She wanted her first birth experience to be beautiful. And he ruined that for her. He ruined it. So anyway, I get it. She decided she had this dream for what she wanted her family to be. So she decided to give him another chance. So all the sisters, everybody said, okay, Khloe, if this is what you want, we're going to support you. Well, guess what? He not only cheated on her, probably repeatedly, we're just now finding out about it 10 months later. Jordyn Woods, if you're familiar, honey, is Kylie Jenner's best friend. She lives with her. They are like sisters. She gave her her own part of her makeup collection. She tags her in all of her Instagram posts. So now she has millions of followers on Instagram so she can make money off of her Instagram. Khloe made her a model in her Good American Clothing line. She is truly family. So Jordyn is making out with Tristan Thompson. It's basically like making out with her sister's boyfriend and at a house party. How did she not think this was going to get back to them? I don't know. But now Khloe's found out about it. She's unfollowed Jordyn, but I think she's still following Tristan on Instagram because part of her still wants to maintain that relationship for the sake of the daughter. But Kylie and Jordyn, they are done. Jordyn's packed up and moved back out to her sister's house. It's just been really ugly. What do you think about it as a man who doesn't care one bit about the Kardashians?
Well, this Tristan
Thompson.
This guy sounds like one of the dumbest guys. Dude, you're like a 6'9" NBA player. How can you make out with all these women in public? You think no one's gonna see you?
But the fact that it's somebody so close to them. The fact that it's someone so close to the Kardashians as well. There are a million other girls who would happily straddle him at a party and make out. Why Jordyn Woods?
Well, does it really matter who it is, though?
It does in this case.
The fact is he did it.
It does in this case because
and
she's
he's
like
done it, but he did it before.
But in this case, it matters even a little bit more because she's someone so close to the family. And the day of her making out with Tristan, she was making Snapchat videos with Kylie in the home they shared together. If they forgive Jordyn for this, I'm going to be blown away because I know they look at her like family, and you do forgive family for things that you wouldn't forgive anybody else. But technically, she's not family.
Was there recreational drugs and perhaps alcohol abuse going on?
Probably. I don't know that. I know they were smoking hookahs, but that could be just
they were smoking hookah?
That could just be flavored tobacco.
No, I'm serious.
I don't know.
We don't know any of that?
I don't know, no.
So we don't know if there was drinking and drugs involved?
I don't know, but I would assume there was probably something.
So
that's that. That's been very entertaining to follow.
Oh,
the other thing I've fallen down the Twitter rabbit hole that is Jussie Smollett.
Oh gosh.
I get on Twitter and in the search bar, I type in Jussie Smollett, and I've stopped the past few days because since the arrest and everything, I've a lot of information's come out. What a week with Jussie Smollett.
#MAGA.
Right.
My ass got arrested.
Well, that's been one of the more popular memes, hasn't it? So I'm sure everybody's up to date on what happened with that. Got arrested because they say he staged this fake hate crime. The 2 Nigerian brothers have been singing like canaries, telling the police everything. And now it's come out, the police officer and the police superintendent in Chicago was so upset. You could see he was raging, and he was restraining himself about how much time and energy and money and resources that Jussie wasted of their investigation. And he implied that he sent the hate letter to himself at the Empire set.
Mm-hmm.
But have you heard now, they have not come to that conclusion yet. They're still investigating whether he did the hate letter. And that $3,500 check they put for personal training, now they're saying that probably was for personal training, or did he just write that in the subject line? I don't know.
But you know what?
That's been going on.
You know what I thought was kind of funny was that none of this is real funny, but I saw the video of the 2 Nigerian guys buying a bunch of stuff. Did you see that?
Yeah, they went to the beauty supply store to buy the bleach and the gloves and things like that.
But the lady's checking them out, and then you see this ski mask. They're buying a ski mask, like, with the 2 eye holes and the mouth hole. It's like, what are you dudes doing?
I know.
Oh.
And they fired him he's off the last 2 episodes of Empire. But the guy, Terrence Howard, is that his name? The father on Empire, he's still standing by him and still believes him. He does have still people in his corner believing him. What if it turns out, let's just play devil's advocate, that the Nigerian brothers are making all this up? That he really didn't do it. But they said there's phone records that shows where he was calling the brothers right after the attack, right before the attack, after they landed in Nigeria on the phone. There's a lot of evidence pointing that he did it, but I don't know. That's been interesting. And then such a busy news week. R. Kelly finally being arrested. Finally.
10 counts.
And you know who's getting the credit?
10 or 11.
I'm going to tell you who gets the credit for this. That Lifetime documentary series, because people have known about this going on for years and years and years. Nobody's ever done anything. They've brushed it under the rug because R. Kelly makes too much money for the record label to care about these young girls being seduced by him and basically being raped. Even if a 12-year-old, 13, 14-year-old girl's consenting, that's still rape if you're a grown adult.
Ugh.
Right? So if it wasn't for this Lifetime miniseries, I doubt this would have ever happened this week. But R. Kelly, as of the time we're recording this podcast, he is still in jail on $1 million bail. He has not been able to post it yet. They say he's going to be in there at least until Tuesday or Wednesday because they're having to check into child support. There's something about his child support they have to find out. Apparently he owes some money on that. But he has to, on $1 million bail, he's got to come up with $100,000 to get out, which he obviously has. But he's still sitting in jail for a couple more days. This finally might be the thing to bring him down. Thank you, Lifetime.
Who disturbs you more? R. Kelly or B from Abducted in Plain Sight?
R. Kelly.
He disturbs you more than B?
Well.
Remember B?
Oh, I was thinking of that. That's a tough one, honey. The things about being abducted in plain sight, the lengths he went to fool this family.
I think B was a heavier hitter than R.
Really?
I don't know. R. Kelly, man, that dude's been doing it for how many years?
Well, as far as we know, B could have been doing it all. I don't know. That's a tough one, honey.
That's battle of the pedophiles right there.
Right. Equally disgusting. And somebody recommended after we watched Abducted in Plain Sight that we watch The Staircase.
We started that last night.
I can't. I'm out.
I think it's interesting. They take way too long to tell the story.
We watched 3. Well, we tried to watch 3 episodes.
It's interesting though.
The first episode I was in. Second episode, you were losing me. Third episode, I lay down on the couch and took a nap while you watched it. I couldn't. It was so boring.
There was a whole episode on the exhumation of one of the bodies.
I slept through that one.
You don't need a whole episode to tell that story.
It was so boring.
I'm going to keep with it.
But you know what I heard about Making a Murderer?
What?
That, we're of the camp that Stephen Avery.
Hold on, we're flipping around a lot.
I know.
Here.
Going back to Making a Murderer, the one that got us on this. We love watching these true crime documentaries. On Netflix. Yeah. Stephen Avery and Brendan what's his name?
Brendan Dassey.
Mm-hmm. There is going to be a new documentary coming out called Convicting a Murderer. because they said that the people that made the Making a Murderer documentaries were so one-sided that they painted it all in favor of the conclusion they wanted us all to draw, that Stephen and Brendan didn't do it. So now there's going to be a new filmmaker. He said, and I was reading a little article on it today. He said, when I watched Making a Murderer, I was furious. I was convinced that the legal system got it wrong, that, the prosecutors, they were all, they just ganged up on him and they created this case that wasn't there. But he said now he's done more research, and he said there's so much that the documentary didn't present that now he can see how they did convict them, and he's going to present Convicting a Murderer.
Hey, all I know is Kathleen
Zellner.
All I know is Kathleen Zellner says
he didn't do it.
He didn't do it. And if Kathleen Zellner said he didn't do it, I'm pretty confident he didn't do it.
Yeah, I've been following her on Twitter, and she said there's something to do with the bones, that it was legally they were supposed to keep the bones locked up and safe until improvements in DNA testing could be made, so they can go back, because DNA testing has come so far that they've been able to go back and convict people from crimes decades ago because of modern DNA testing. And she said that they gave the bones back to the girl's family, which means that they can't do the DNA testing they need to do. So I think she's trying to get the case thrown out on that. I think that's where it stands right now. Very interesting stuff.
It is very interesting. Well, I'm going to stick with The Staircase. In fact, after we finish up tonight, I might try to watch one episode.
Watch that instead of watching the rest of the Oscars?
I forgot the Oscars were on.
You know what else is on that we have not talked about is a TV show that I do on Reels.
Oh, on Reels channel, man.
That's on every Sunday night. I was trying to promote it today, but we couldn't get the video to upload on my phone or something. But there's a TV show. If you have the Reels channel, REELZ, not everybody has it, but they do all these celebrity shows about Murder Made Me Famous. Stephen Avery is on one of those episodes, Murder Made Me Famous.
Uh-huh.
And there's another one they just started last year called The Price of Fame. And it just talks about celebrities and what they go to and the price they pay to be famous, basically. And tonight's episode, Selena Gomez. And it's a really good one. But it'll repeat on the Reels channel. So, and I'm on it a lot.
Does it paint Selena?
I don't look so good.
Does it paint Selena in a positive or negative light?
Well, it just shows the struggle she went through and how hard it is. And when we recorded this episode, it's before she went. I think it was right before she checked into that mental health facility to get straight, and it was before Haley Baldwin and Justin Bieber got married. So this was filmed a while ago. But y'all, if you do watch it, just understand, I know that I don't look so great in that. I wasn't wearing a very pretty colored blouse, and I needed Botox. So I'm going to tell you that before you watch it. If you do go watch that on the Reels channel, it's called The Price of Fame.
Do you have any other put downs for yourself?
I'm just saying, I know how bad it is. It's really bad.
I don't think you look bad.
It ain't cute.
Well, I don't think you should say that about yourself.
Well, thank you, honey. They're going to have me come back in. They want me to do one more for this season. They're still working on. So now that I've lost 18.5 pounds and I have remnants of Botox, it might be a little bit better. Just remnants of Botox, not all of it. I'm so expressive that Botox doesn't last very long on me. I had this Botox 6 weeks ago, and it's already almost all worn off. And it's supposed to last 2 or 3 months.
Every time you do Botox, you have something weird that happens to your face.
I know.
When we first met, you had just got it, or just right after we met, you got it. Remember that?
I don't remember. I get it every
No,
I don't get it regularly.
Oh,
that was in my jaw.
Yeah. Oh, you had it in your jaw.
Yeah, my dentist, I grind my teeth terribly at night. I mean, really bad. Like my enamel's all wearing down. That TMJ joint in your jaw, mine is turned to mush because I clench all the time.
That's what my friend Suzanne said.
I clench my teeth a lot, and it's causing a lot of problems. So anyway, my dentist said, and it doesn't hurt, because that joint it used to be my jaw would lock up and it'd be extremely painful. I'd get earaches from it, but it finally stopped hurting because the joint wore away. So my dentist said, you don't even know what feeling good feels like. Let me put this Botox shot in your jaw. It'll loosen up that muscle. I'm like, all right. So he did it. And I went back to see him maybe a month later just to follow up. And he said, how do you feel? I said, I feel the exact same. I don't feel anything. It feels the exact same. Let me give you another shot. And that's what did it. It paralyzed the entire side of my face. If I would go back and show you pictures, it was so embarrassing.
We need to post those too. I'll post those too.
It was so embarrassing. I never cried because I know Botox wears off.
And that was right after we met.
It was in April. I got the shot, I think the day of or the day before my birthday party with Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
And so that night of the party, my face still looked all right. But then by the day of my actual birthday, when you took me out to dinner with Emma Kelly, my face had paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
So every picture I would shove Emma Kelly's face into the side of my face and then just do like a cheek to cheek pose, thinking that would camouflage.
Because you would try to smile, but you couldn't.
I couldn't. My face was paralyzed. My dentist was so upset, he started crying.
Oh, really?
He said out of all the people that this could have happened to, because I, being on the radio and stuff, I go out and do public appearances.
And where's she doing? Dish Nation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was on TV at the time and I had half a paralyzed face.
Mm.
It was bad.
And your friend John McGill said you look like a Muppet.
Yeah, he was the one that said, that's where that came from. So otherwise, Botox has been great for me. Just be careful of getting too much in your jaw.
I am going to leave my face alone now.
You haven't done anything. Alan's had one facial. I gave him a facial as a gift, and you didn't care for it.
No, I didn't care for it too much.
Well, I think it's because half your face is covered in hair, and so she can't really do anything. What does she do with your beard? Does she massage your beard?
She didn't do anything.
What can she do?
Apparently not a lot.
So you only had your cheeks, nose, and forehead.
But she expected full payment.
Right.
Yeah.
Cheeks, nose, forehead. That's all you got.
Elbows, knees, and toes too.
She did massage you?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
No.
So it was a wasted experience.
It was a wasted experience. But I've been to a few of the, what do you call them? The gentlemen's places.
Yes.
And they do a really nice job
with the beards.
With a man facial. They do a better job than I think that a woman's spa does.
For a man.
For a man, yeah.
With the whole, what is that experience like? Because there might be a woman thinking about a great gift idea for their man.
It's great. They put you, they trim your beard.
If you have a beard, if you don't, they'll shave you.
Yeah. They'll give you, if you don't want your beard or you want to be shaved, they'll shave you with a straight razor. But before they do that, they put a hot towel on your face, really softens everything. They use the barbershop style, cream and all that.
The lather in the bowl.
Yeah.
And
they sit you in a chair, lean you back, and they put a hot towel all over your head. And there's just a little hole where you can breathe out of through your nose, and it's just a lot of fun. I don't know. There's all kinds of different services you can.
And the last one you went to, you got a shampoo and everything.
Yeah, they did.
Scalp massage. I can't talk.
Easy for you to say. Yeah, scalp massage, shampoo. I got my beard trimmed. They did a bunch of, menthol, something or other treatments on my skin. So that's
the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing to do. Go to a men's place to get a man facial.
And those are popping up more and more because men are being more metrosexual.
This coming from a guy who wears skinny jeans.
Right. But men are starting to take better care of themselves.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're popping up everywhere. So that's a great gift idea we recommend.
Nothing
the
wrong.
Man's facial, at the women's spa where he didn't care for that.
As a dude, there's nothing wrong with taking care of your personal hygiene, guys. I know I don't have to tell the men that listen to this podcast that, but I'm just saying.
The few that do.
Are
probably metrosexuals like you.
Why would you label them like that?
Because there's nothing wrong with that. I'd like a man to take care of himself. And speaking of taking care of yourself, we have been exercising and trying to stay in shape. Alan's more into the weights and things like that. He likes to go to the gym. I do not. I need to get in the gym. I know that. But sometimes I'm like, I need to do something, but I don't want to break a huge sweat. I just want to do something that burns some calories that's easy on me. I'm the lazy exerciser. Wouldn't you say that?
You are.
I'm a very lazy exerciser. But that's what's so beautiful about jump sport trampolines, because I just pull it out in front of the TV. I turn on a TV show that I've been, have on DVR. For 20 minutes, I just bounce up and down. It's not hard at all. It's actually kind of fun. It reminds me of being a kid. And in 20 minutes, I've gotten the same benefits of doing 30 minutes of cardio. I burn more calories than if I'd gone for a jog. I'm working on my lymph system. It gets the lymphatic system going, which flushes out toxins, and it's really good for your health. It's also great on your cellulite. It's been proven rebounding proves to work on your cellulite. Get rid of those dimples in your cheeks.
That's why your rear end is melted away.
Mm-hmm. And people that have jogged their whole life, what happens later in life? They end up having to have knee surgeries. things like that. So it's just a few of the reasons why I love jumping on a jump sport trampoline. Now you can go to, one of those big box stores and buy one of those cheapo trampolines. Those things.
You're going to fall through it.
You fall through it. They tip over all the time. They don't last, but jump sport, they don't tip over. These are quality. These are the kind of trampolines you'll find in a gym where they have hundreds and hundreds of people rebounding tens and thousands of times. This is the only trampoline you're going to need for your lifetime, a jump sport trampoline. And they're great for all skill levels. If you do low impact, if you do the high intensity cardio, if you want to get the best deal ever right now, you can get 25% off, right, baby?
25% off any 300 or 500 series fitness trampoline. You go to jumpsport.com, enter our code sandwich25 at checkout. That's jumpsport.com with promo code sandwich25. Get 25% off. Go to jumpsport.com, promo code sandwich25. This is an exclusive deal for our listeners, babe.
Get jumping.
Kids like it too.
They do. And they don't realize they're getting exercise. They just think they're having fun.
Yeah.
All right, babe.
All right, babe. This was good. We talked about a lot of different stuff on this.
We're all over the place.
This
There's so much happening.
There's a lot going on.
And it's hard to cover it all.
There's a lot going on. I like that game you came up with. That stumped me a few times. I was surprised.
You need to think about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, it helps us learn about each other.
Yeah, that would be a good date game, wouldn't it? If you were on a date with somebody, maybe after you've been dating a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to bring your little pieces of paper.
I didn't know until after we were married for several months that you don't like bananas.
I can't stand bananas. I take a potassium supplement because I don't like bananas that much.
Is it because of the flavor or the texture or the shape?
I don't understand. What do you mean?
A lot of men won't eat bananas because of the shape.
I don't understand. Will you please elaborate? I don't know what you're talking about.
Phallic.
Oh, okay. It's phallic. It's shaped like a dong.
Alan.
No, it's it's mushy.
Not always.
And they're always they always taste like they're overripe, like they've been sitting out all the time.
That's if you get an overripe one.
And then you peel them and there's all that string. It's like, what is this string?
A perfect banana. Nothing can beat it. Do you like banana pudding?
No, I don't like banana anything. No, I just don't like the fun. This is like you like
banana cream pie?
No. This is like you not liking cilantro. I'm like, how can you not like cilantro? It's the same thing. I don't like bananas.
So now it's cilantro.
What do you call it? Cilantro? Cilantro? I don't know.
That's the first time you've ever called it cilantro. Fancy pants.
Gosh, it's not true.
And he also calls it ramen instead of ramen. Cilantro and ramen.
Maybe I just say it the wrong way just to get under your skin.
All right. No, I don't like cilantro, but either you do or you don't. And I heard it's something genetic about that.
It's like me and bananas. I don't like bananas.
I don't get that, man. Anyway, that's something new I learned about you.
I don't understand the whole phallic thing, though. Not sure what that means.
Yeah, you do. All right.
All right, babe. Well, we're going to bring it home for Jerome here. Do we have anything else to...
No, I think we did it all.
We did it all?
Just remember, if you want to find out more about our family vacation, we're going to in July, the week of July 8th, go to kellyandallen.com/vacation. We did have a letter we were going to read, but we'll save that for the next podcast. We've been talking a long time.
Yeah, we didn't get to the letter. But that's okay. We'll do
that next time.
We'll get to it next time.
And if you would like to write a letter that you'd like us to address on the podcast, where can they send those, babe?
Podcast at KellieandAllen.com.
Podcast at KellieandAllen.com.
Yeah, go check the website out too. I've been making a lot of updates to it. There's all kinds of cool stuff to go look at. Got some new pictures, got some special offers. You can subscribe on that website and then you get notifications when we post something to our blog. It's a pretty cool website. So go check it out.
And if if anybody in your family is suffering from the flu, there is a blog from February of last year. You just go to the blog section on kellyandallen.com and scroll down, and it will give you a regimen that will get you back on your feet so quickly. We've used it twice now with our son Cole and my daughter Emma Kelly, and within 24 hours, they were like, I'm ready to go back to school. I feel fine. It's just about the regimen, and it's about vitamins and hydration. And it's just really a cool thing. And we don't take credit for it. We give credit on the blog to who gave us this regimen, but you can check that out on the blog too during this flu season.
Did you give the credit to God?
And I give all the glory to God.
You give the glory to God.
Always.
All right.
For all of our blessings.
All right. That's a good way to end it. In the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.
Bye. All right.
That's a good one. All right, babe.
We need to clean this up, all of this, because you know who is coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, Larry Berry, sweet boy. Say hi. Hi, Larry Berry. I love you. All right, guys. Where's the plastic thing? Thank you. Where's the zipper case? What was that? Did you have the toot noise maker?
What?
Where's the zipper case, Alan? I'll quit it.
I don't know. Where'd it go?
I don't know. I'll find it. All right. Good night, guys.
Sorry, babe.
Is it
All right,
underneath
guys.
you?
What? No, I don't know anything.
All these papers over here, I think they're all old, but you go through them to decide.
Oh, man. What a mess.
Where is it?
I don't know, babe. I don't
You
know.
had it. I gave it to you. There.
Mm-hmm.
It was yours.
Mm-hmm. As Jerry Rasberry would say. Mm-hmm. All right, I got to clean this ish up. We got a room full of ish. All right, guys. We've been going a while here, and I'm sure you guys have
Better things to
have
do.
better things to do than to look at me. So, yeah, I'm gonna go watch an episode of The Staircase, and let you guys watch the Oscars. Yeah, that's right, Julie. That's what happened. He was like, "Me and your mama are going to." I forgot what it was. What was that?
What, honey?
He was inviting us to do something.
Who?
Oh, it might have been he was inviting me to like a men's lunch or something up at the church. I wanted to know, Kelly, if Allen can come to the men's lunch. It's this Saturday at 11 a.m. And you're like, no, he's got to go get a tattoo. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was it. All right, guys. I will talk to you very soon. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.